Hey guys, my name is Adam, and welcome to another 3-Tip Thursday, brought to you by UltiCareer. Alrighty guys, on this week's 3-Tip Thursday, we're dressing it down a little bit, as you can tell. We're talking about freelancers. So this is, anyone doing any kind of work that's 1099, or, you're kind of there, doing work on the side. I know COVID has been very tough for all of us, and some of us are out there doing some kind of freelance work. And here is 3 tips, I should say, are 3 tips for finding the right clients and if you guys are a good fit. So without further ado, here is tip number 1. Tip number 1, expectation management. It's something now to be said about clients who either have big budgets or small budgets. It's really just about managing their expectations. I've met a lot of clients who have some small budgets but want the world, out of a freelancer or out of a type of consultant. And that's not always the worst, depending on where you are in your consulting or freelancing career. If a client does have a small budget, you're just starting out, deliver. You always have to under-promise and over-deliver. That's always kind of the name of the game of freelancing and, kind of consulting and things like that, because word of mouth is a huge asset at this stage, So when I talk about expectation management, it's really important to manage not only your expectations, but your client's expectations based on budget, based on reality, based on where their brand or company is at. So it's always very important to manage your client's expectations just as well as you manage your own. Tip number 2, micromanagement. So now there are some clients out there that you may or may not see are a good fit based on how they handle and treat their freelancers or consultants. Now I've had clients before that love to look over your shoulder and want to make sure they kind of, understand what's happening all the time. There's nothing terribly wrong with that, but there is something wrong when they decide to try and micromanage you. And maybe that's for some people, maybe it's not for some people. I know the majority of people that I've worked with, consultants and freelancers, don't like to be micromanaged. We tend to be more of a creative type in a situation where we like to kind of spread our wings and be able to use kind of every tool in our toolbox. So there's something to be said about if you don't mind being micromanaged, some clients will do that. There are just people out there that's how they do it, and a lot do not, so it really just depends on what your personal work style is like and what you kind of look for in a client and what you look forward to delivering on in their kind of, understanding of how they're going to manage you and your time. Number 3, goals and values. Now, this is very interesting. So you want to align yourself with a company or an individual that shares similar goals and values to you. Now, to some people, it might just be, I need a paycheck or I'm in a pinch. With COVID and everything, I'm going to pick up as many clients as I can. Now, look, that's always kind of the mindset of someone just starting off. Maybe you're a consultant or a freelancer in your early 20s, you can be in your early 30s, early 40s. If you're just getting into this kind of situation, it is very interesting. You want to make sure that you're not kind of overextending yourself, but you also want to make sure you're making enough money to survive. So what I always kind of do is like the final checkbox is goals and values. So if a company you're working with or individual you're working with shares the same goals and values you do or your company does, then that's really saying a lot about them as an individual and them as a company. I think goals and values are the bedrock in which we build relationships on. And I think to kind of bring that to the freelancing world and the consulting realm is something we should all really strongly consider. And it makes for a really authentic and organic relationship. One more time for the 3 tips. You have expectation management. That's tip number 1. You want to make sure that you are delivering up to what your client is expecting for the budget in which you have agreed on that the client has. That's always very important. Number 2, you want to make sure that you're not getting micromanaged. That's a situation where if you can handle being micromanaged, then, if you don't mind it too much, then go ahead and do it. But most individuals I've met do not. And number 3, goals and values. Like I said, this is the bedrock of a great relationship. So if you have goals and values that are aligned with your clients, then the relationship will go that much more smoothly. Again, thank you guys for taking the time to check this out. Follow us on all the socials at UltiCareer. You can watch our last video right here, and you can subscribe to our channel right here. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week.